Yo, what's going on, man? This is your boy, Super Mario, man. You are in the yo with your boy. Today, we're going to be talking about a plugin from WA Productions. And this plugin is called Chop Beats. Now, this plugin will allow you to drag and drop your audio into their plugin and do a little bit of AI magic, you know what I'm saying? And what it'll do for you is basically chop up the audio sample or loop that you drag and drop into the plugin, and you have the free will to do a lot of variation with the chops that it gives you, and also manipulate those chops and just giving you different variations. That way you have different possibilities to mix and mangle that particular audio loop. And guess what? The kicker is you can take that audio loop and take it out of the plugin and put it in your DAW on an audio track, so you can do further more production to that piece of audio. Now, this particular plugin, Chop Beast, is really cool, man. So when you drag and drop your audio in there, it gives you 4 different options where it'll automatically chop up the audio for you, whether you want 4 slices, 8 slices, 16 slices, or 32 slices. It will give you the possibility to move things around in the plugin, so you can come up with something a little bit different than that sample or that loop that you'll be working with, man. Now, WA Productions does have this plugin on sale right now on their website for $19. This is shooting the first week of April, so you may want to go to aproductions.com and check out the plugin. You can get it for $20 on their website, man. Really cool plugin, man. The feature that I really like is that once you finish doing all of your variations, moving things around and manipulating the audio, you could take that audio out of the plugin, put it back in the DAW, and free up, some CPU on your computer and stuff like that, and just work with the audio itself. So that is really cool, man. So hey, let's take a look at the plugin, see what it do inside of Ableton Live, and let's see what this thing is working with, man. Chop Beats, Ableton Live. Let's go. All right, here we are in Ableton Live. We have the Chop Beats plugin pulled up, and as you can see here, we got the monster on top of the plugin, and we have 8 simple controls. If I could count it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 controls for this plugin. So it's really easy to use, not too cumbersome and everything like that. Now let's talk about the controls that we have here on the plugin, man. Of course, we have the big box right here. It's not a control, but this is where you would drag and drop your audio into the plugin right here. All right, now let's talk about drag and dropping audio into this plugin. Now, I did test this plugin in Reason Studios, and for some reason I couldn't get any audio into the Chop Beats from the Reason Studios browser, nor utilizing Windows Explorer. So I'm not exactly sure if Chop Beats works really well with Reason Studios. So if you're watching this video and you're a Reason Studios user, it may not work for you. So don't get mad at me. Stuff like that. But maybe there's a workaround that I do not know about, but I couldn't get the audio to work for us drag and dropping it in Chop Beast using Reason Studio. So that's why I'm here on Ableton Live, working with this particular plugin. But with Ableton Live's browser, built-in browser, you can drag and drop any audio from Ableton Live's built-in browser into the Chop Beast, which makes Ableton Live, hey, that sample magic wonder. Stuff like that, man. But anyway, man, so you can just drag and drop audio from Ableton Live's browser, and we're just gonna go ahead and pick a random drum loop here. Let's see what we can find here. I like this top loop right here. Let's go ahead and drag and drop that into Chop Beast. All right, cool. All right, so we have the audio in Chop Beast. Now, we did talk about those 8 controls. Let's talk about them real quick. All right, so the first control we have here, this circle right here, is pitch. All right, so this knob right here gives you the ability to make adjustments to the semitone, whether it's positive or negative. All right, we all know what pitch does. That's what it do. You know what I'm saying? This next button right here is the reverse button. So on each slice, you can reverse the slice, whether you want it to go forward or backwards, reverse, what that is. And speaking of the pitch knob, on each slice, you can also adjust the pitch on each slice as well. And format, same thing. each slice, you can add format to that particular slice. Now, the format will work really well with voice loops, so just do keep that in mind, or a nice melodic loop, you know what I'm saying? But something rhythmic like drums or percussion and stuff like that, you may not hear too much change or whatnot, okay? Now, we're going to slide over here and check out these buttons right here. All right, this first button right here is Rhythmize. Rhythmize will take the slices that's basically already sliced up for you by way of Chop Beast. And what it'll do is basically rearrange those slices for you. So you don't have to rearrange those slices manually. It'll do it for you, which is really, really cool. Randomize is almost like that, but a little bit different. What it'll do is not only, move around those slices, but also on each slice, or should I say on a random slice that you've chosen, whether it's 4, 8, 16, or 32, it will randomly add pitch, reverse, or format to each slice. So it will give you, something that you may not even had thought about by way of hitting the button on randomize. Now, this one works a little bit, it works a little quickly when you hit that button, you know what I'm saying? And you get some interesting results like that. All right, cool deal. Now, let's talk about this button right here. This is called declick in and out. Now, what I read on this one is basically it will get rid of any pops and noises at the start and end of your sample. So let's say, for instance, you like cutting samples and audio from, let's say, an iPad or a piece of vinyl, or some type of recording or whatever the case may be, and you have pops and clicks at the beginning and the ending of that particular sample. Declick button will do its best to eliminate that. Okay, so you could try that out. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much all the samples that I have loaded up in here testing, it doesn't have any pops and clicks. So I really can't give you a test case scenario on that, but that is there for you and whatnot. Now, global transpose slider bar. Okay, this is really cool because any changes that you do to each individual slice up here at the top, the global transpose will transpose that whole process audio, whether you took 3 or 4 slices and you pitched them, reversed them, and everything like that. All of that audio for that entire loop will be transposed, positive or negative, and you have 12 steps up and 12 steps down. You feel what I'm saying? So you get a lot of flexibility on really manipulating the audio to your desire. And last but not least, you have an undo button. If you make any mistakes, this undo button will allow you to run it back, you know what I'm saying, and fix whatever changes that you need to fix. All right, cool deal, man. So with all that talking, man, let's go ahead and put this in action. Now, you're going to see a couple of little buttons here within the waveform box. Let's talk about this first button right here. This is the play button. Now, when you hit the play button, each slice that you have selected, whether it's 4, 8, 16, or 32, you're going to have a highlight box around that slice. You understand? So when you hit play, it'll basically be a visual representation of where you're at, you know what I'm saying, when the sample is being played or whatnot, okay? So let's go ahead and just check out, what the play button is doing. You can see that right there. You see that? You see that? All right, cool. So as we played that loop, you can see the boxes of each slice be highlighted with a white line and everything like that. That's pretty cool right there. All right, let's talk about these buttons right here in the top, the bottom right corner. And right now, what we have selected is 4 slices for this loop. Okay, now we could choose 8, and now that same loop will be chopped up in 8 separate parts. We can go to 16 separate parts and 32 separate parts on the same loop. And it's sliced, according to, the rhythmic value and the tempo and everything like that. And I'm quite sure underneath the hood it's detecting the tempo for us, how it's slicing and everything. But let me give you a disclaimer. If you do pick up this particular plugin, it does not tempo sync that I know of. It does not tempo sync with Ableton Live. So if you have, let's say your Ableton Live DAW project or whatever, is tempo is set to 140. This loop is actually 146. it's not going to tempo sync with Ableton Live or whatever DAW that you're using. So you might want to be mindful of that, making sure that your tempo in Ableton Live is also, the same as what loop that you're working in. That way you just, minimize, the headache and everything like that. Okay. And last but not least, let's talk about this little button right here. We're going to put this back on 4. Sorry about that. This button right here is reset button. Now, in the midst of you making changes and swapping out audio slices and everything like that, this will take you back to the original state, and you can start all over again. Or let's say, for instance, you have made changes to the audio and you have taken that audio out of the plugin and into the DAW, and you want to do something different, you can hit the reset button and start fresh. Really cool feature right there. And last but not least, we have this little icon right here at the top right corner of the waveform display, and this is the lock button. Now, whatever you have done in Chop Beast, this will allow you to drag that audio out of the plugin into the DAW on the audio track, and you further your production. And I like that feature. It basically makes the audio export out of the plugin dummy proof. All right, cool deal. So just keep that in mind. Now, the one thing I got to talk about the plugin is that the font on the controls, such as the pitch and the global transpose, it is super, super tiny. You really can't make out the numbers, and I think they could have did a little bit better job on that. And also the waveform is not all that great, you know what I'm saying? But I get it though, you know what I'm saying? It's serving the purpose. So, that's a little nitpick, but just to let you know what I'm saying, if you decide to go ahead and pick up this plugin, the font is super small on the pitch knob and the global transport, and then the waveform, it's not really easy to look at, but you're really not manually chopping up things. So I can kind of get it from a developer standpoint, but if it was me, I'd probably fix those two little things right there in the next update, if there is one. Okay. All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get busy and just move some things around and see what we can come up with. Now, we are on 4 slices. I'm going to show you how to move the slices around to get something a little differently. All right. So we're going to take the last slice, which is the 4th slice, make that the 1st slice, and take the 1st slice and make that the 4th slice. So let's make it happen. Take the 4th slice, move it up, put that in the 1 slot, and then we'll take the 1st slice, put that in the 4th slot. Boom, just like that. Now let's go ahead and preview it. Okay, I like that. All right, cool. Now let's say, for instance, you kind of want to take the 2nd one and pitch that down out of, see, I can't really see that, but I think it's -3. It's going to process that slice, pitch -3 down, and let's go ahead and hit play. Oh, I like that. All right, so now we're going to take that 4th slice and reverse it. All right, let's go ahead and hit play. Oh, that's fire right there, man. I like that. All right, cool deal, man. All right, so let's say you like that. You want to drag that out into Ableton Live and create an audio track. We'll go ahead and lock what we have there and drag that part out right there. All right, oh, let's do that again. Didn't create the audio track. Bam, there it is right there. All right, let's go ahead and hit play on that clip, and you can see it right there in audio in Ableton Live. That's pretty cool, right? That's awesome right there, man. Now let's go back to Chop Beast. All right, cool. And we're going to unlock it. Now, what we're going to do is reset everything that we did. Why we're going to reset it? Because we already committed the audio inside of Ableton Live. All right, the next thing we're going to do is do something a little differently. We're going to take 8 slices, and we're going to ask Chop Beast, hey, rearrange this bad boy for me. We're going to use the rhythmize button. We're going to go ahead and click that button, and I'm going to go ahead and do it again, or you can rewind the video. Watch what Chop Beast is doing. It's rearranging those slices. You can do it unlimited times. I mean, do it. I mean, if you want to just see what it does, is click, 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 click. Bam, there it goes. Now let's go ahead and hit play and see what it gives us. Oh, that's hot right there. Now, let's say you want to take that particular drum break and all that makes and mangling of the slices or whatnot, and you want to do a global transpose. Now, you can transpose it. We're going to do a transpose of -1. All right. Now, when you hit the play button, it's going to process, and what it's doing just basically taking all of those slices and basically transposing it down and playing the audio. So we hit the play button, it's going to process. You're going to see a little circle. See it right there. It's processing and play. And you can hear the transposition in the audio. All right. Now, let's say, for instance, you made a mistake. You don't like that and you don't feel like sliding it back into zero. Just hit undo. It'll put it back in this zero state on the original pitch. All right, cool deal. Now, another trick that you could do is hold shift on your keyboard. Windows keyboard, hold shift down, and what you'll see here in the waveform display is a white box that highlights this whole entire black rectangle here as such right there. You see it again, hit it again. All right, now what this is allowing you to do is to make changes to each slice. Okay, so in this case we have 8 slices, and when we hold down shift, we can, let's say we want to reverse everything. All of those 8 slices, we go ahead and hit reverse, and now it has reversed each 8 slices, or should I say each slice? But you get the drift though. And now we can hit play. That's fire right there. Now let's say you like that, you can go ahead and hit the lock key, and what you're gonna do, drag and drop and make your audio track. Now we can go ahead and mute that right there. We're going to go ahead and deactivate that clip, and we'll play this clip now. And you can see all the audio right there. Everything is reversed, and hit play. That's pretty tight right there, man. I like that. All right, cool. So let's say, for instance, okay, I'm going to take that same drum loop and I'm going to do something different. All right. So you unlock it, and what you would do, reset it. All right, cool deal. Now, the other thing we can do is use the randomize button. I'm gonna show you show you guys how that works. So we hit the randomize button real quick. It's gonna do something crazy. I mean, each slice is gonna have something different. All right, let's see what it gave us. We're gonna hit the play button. And you can see what's going on right there. Now, as it's playing, you could have paid attention right here, and you can see what it's doing. It'll show a little bit of pitch, a little bit of reverse, and also a little bit of formatting. Let me hit play one more time. Even though it's grayed out, you can still see what's going on. And now you can see that the global transpose wasn't grayed out. That's because randomize will not affect the global transpose. That is a manual control. Okay. All right. Now let's say you like that. What you're going to do, hit that lock button, drag it into Ableton Live, and it's create an audio for you. All right. We deactivate that last track and hit play on this particular clip, and you can see all the mixing and mangling that's done. We got a little bit of audio running straight right there. Hit play. Now, that's cool right there, man. That is cool. We're going to go ahead and stop that right there. Now, do take in mind, this is Ableton Live, and you may have to make some changes with the warping engine and everything like that when it comes to, like, what you're doing with the pitching in Chop Beast and dragging it into Ableton Live. So keep that in mind. You may have to make some changes. But other than that, you get the drift on how this plugin works or whatnot. All right, cool. So that was with some drums. All right. Cool deal. So we're going to do something a little different. Let's go ahead and take this audio that I already have on the track. All right. Let's go ahead and delete these 3 audio tracks right here. We don't need those anymore. All right, cool deal. We're going to pull up Chop Beast. Now, you'll notice that we do have that same drum loop in Chop Beast. All right. Now, what we're going to do is just take this little key loop right here. All right, cool deal. So what we're going to do is take Chop Beast, right? And we're just going to drag that audio loop into Chop Beast. This one already, you know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and drag that over. Now, I'm going to do it real fast because Ableton Live has a tendency when you're dragging audio, it is going to automatically select the a track that you hover that audio over, because it's thinking you're going to drag it on that particular track. So I'm going to have to move the plugin a little closer to that track and just kind of, hover it and just bam, just like that and whatnot. All right, cool. Now you can see the same plugin that we was using. It just basically, you're just dragging and putting all kind of different audio, mix and mingle it, putting in there. So you see how quickly we're composing something inside Ableton Live using Chop Beast. Now we can go ahead and hit play. Now, I'm going to keep this real simple right here. Now, I like what it's doing. I don't like too much pitch bending, maybe some reverse in here. So I'm going to go ahead and ask Chop Beast, hey, man, rearrange this for me, man. Give me a little bit of rhythmize. Boom, there it is. They just moved the middle two right there. All right, let's hit play and see what it does. All right, that's a little funky right there. We're going to take this third one and we're going to reverse that one. Now, let me give you another disclaimer. When you're clicking inside of these slices, it's going to automatically play. I wish there was a function where you could kind of turn that off. That way you could just select what you want to do. Go ahead and do your little undo, your 1-2 on some of these functions right here. That way you ain't got to hear the audio or whatnot. But hey, that's just a little minor thing. So we reverse the third one right here. Let's see how that sounds. Pretty cool. All right, cool. I like that. Now, what we're going to do is go ahead and lock that. You committed, or whatnot. Let's go ahead and drag that audio right here on this particular audio track right here. We're going to take that original audio down, go ahead and deactivate that clip. And what we're going to do now is go ahead and play what we just took out of Chop Beast in Ableton Live. That's pretty cool right there. Now, I already got some drums pulled up, man, and the drums that I'm using today is coming from the Wave Alchemy Triage drum plugin. This is a really, really good plugin. I love it, man. It got some dope drum sounds that come with it, too, that you can purchase off to the side. We're going to be using the Drift expansion, and I pulled up coming through it kit or whatnot, and I already programmed some drums in here. So we're going to see what the Chop Beast audio situation did for us with some drums. Oh, I like that. Now what we're gonna do is check out another sequence with the original audio. Now that's the original audio. We're gonna go back to the Chop Beast audio. Here we go. Yeah. I like that right there, man. That's pretty dope right there, man. Chop Beast will give you unlimited possibilities with audio far as what you're trying to do with it and everything like that, man. It is truly, truly a tool that you can use, keep it on one of your tracks and just keep dragging different types of audio in there, switching some things around. That way, if you're in a rush, you're in a, fast-paced workflow or whatnot, you don't have to sit there and manually chop audio up in a external editor or within within Ableton Live and, do some chopping and putting it on an audio track, moving some things around, combining that audio, and you know the drift and stuff like that. Chop Beast will be able to do that for you, man. Hey, man, this has been your boy Super Mario, man. We're checking out WA Productions plugin Chop Beast, man, and what it can do for your workflow and your productions as well, man. Again, you can check out this plugin and get a demo of it and buy the plugin right there on WA's Productions website, man. WAProductions.com. The plugin is going right now for $19, or should I say $20, $19.99. The first week of April of 2025, you know what I'm saying? But I think the regular price for this plugin is like $69, man. You can also find it on Plugin Boutique. So if you do have any type of tokens, rewards, or discounts with plugin boutique. Make sure you take advantage of that as well, man. But Chop Beats, man, pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? A couple of things I wish they could change in here, but it's not really a biggie, man. But it definitely works really well with Ableton Live. I can't speak for other DAWs, but I know with Reason Studios, there's really no way to drag audio in there. Not even putting audio into the sequence in Reason Live and then dragging it into Chop Beats. I just couldn't get it to work in Reason Studios. But hey, for $20 and to do what we did today that fast, it's worth well for that dub. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, this has been your boy Super Mario, man. If you like this video, go ahead and hit a like on this video and subscribe to the channel as well for more uploaded videos like this, man. Hey, next time, man, we'll catch you later. You know what I'm saying? Stay creative out there and pick up Chop Beats so you can stay creative, man. Until next time, man, go ahead, chop some loops, man, and get your beast on with Chop Beats from WA Productions, man. This has been your boy Super Mario, man. We are out of here, man. Peace.